join Denise Marsh as she brings on a variety of guests to share their artistic vision with the world.
But before that, let's talk a little bit about school, because school has started for some of you. Others of you, it is starting. So my teaching job is paying me so much money, so I decided to go into radio to do some moonlighting. But actually, it's not paying me any money. Just trying to be funny. Actually, tomorrow the party is over because I actually have to go back to school tomorrow, and I have to sit through a lot of cringy icebreakers, and we have to talk about our why. What I'm thinking is, why not? Forget about why not? So I think I'm gonna get a shirt this year that says, why not? So I think we should all have that shirt, right? So this is my first show, the first time, and I'm super excited to be here. I have an amazing guest, which I'll be talking about in a few minutes. And it's going to be a journey for all of us, especially people working here, because I was a little nervous and I've gone to the bathroom 200 times, at least. So I've got a lot of exciting guests. You're going to sit back, lay back, enjoy, do whatever you want to do, get the beverage of your choice or not. And just had a quick question. So what's your skincare routine, everyone? What do you do? Are you like the lazy person that you just get a bar of soap and you just scrub your face, or you hope for the best? I know mine is called Busy Bee, no time. So something I have to work on. So our first guest, Sarah Kellman, is going to do just that. She's going to talk to you all about skin and skincare. I met her at a mixer for the paper that I work for, the online publication called AroundWellington.com. And she had the most beautiful skin that I've ever seen in my life. She still does. And she's a former teacher, and now she's a licensed esthetician, but esthetician with an E, not an A. So she's going to be talking about her very own business called Sea Goddess Skin. So you might be turning into a sea goddess after you hear what she has to say and get involved with her. So I will see you after the break, and we will get to meet Sarah. So hang tight, and I will see you soon.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
And we're back from commercial, and we have the wonderful Sarah Kellman with us, and she's going to talk all about what she does. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Sarah?
Yeah, my name is Sarah Kellman. I am an esthetician and owner of Sea Goddess Skin. I've been an esthetician for about a year. but I've been playing around with skincare and researching on skincare for about 10 years now. In my later 20s, I started to see a lot of redness in my skin, and as I got older, more and more, and I was told that I had rosacea. And especially during pregnancy, it got way worse.
What is rosacea for the people that don't know?
Rosacea it's a lot of redness in your skin, and it's super sensitivity to hot, to cold, to eating too much sugar. It just brings out all this red pigment in your skin, and you look, I mean, in its really bad stages, could look like beef carpaccio.
Oh my goodness.
In its not so bad stages, it just looks like you're blushing all the time.
Could you have it, and I know you have it, because
yes,
I think I have it sometimes.
A lot of times it doesn't actually show up until you're in your 20s and 30s. So it started to show up, it started to get worse, I started to get freaked out, so I started looking into what products I can use to help, what tips and tricks I can use to kind of keep the redness at bay. And I did for a while, but pregnancy, you know, gives most people this awesome glow. Did not have that experience. It made it worse. Yeah, right, the heartburn. And my face looked like heartburn. But it became kind of my obsession to just see how I can fix this on my own without having to go into using all these different medications and stuff like that. So I was able to keep it at bay very well on my own, and then in my 30s I started doing my monthly facials, going to an esthetician myself, and the experience was so amazing that I just was like, you know what if I did this? I already have like the desire for it, and
Found your why.
And I want to help other people, because I know what that feels like, to kind of feel prisoner in your own skin, to all of a sudden not recognize what you look like. And I feel like that happens to a lot of people, even when they wake up and there's a couple of pimples on their face that they didn't see 2 days ago, and they're like, whoa.
All the time.
And it's, you know, you can put on as much makeup as you want, but to get rid of it is the goal, right? Is what we're really looking for. So to have those answers, to be able to help people with their skin, like I feel like it sings to me. I know the struggle. I know what it feels like, and I want to help.
It's very personal for you.
Yeah, it is. It definitely
it's
is.
It's a mission. It's not just like a profession. It's a mission, and
Yeah.
it's like self-care for you and caring for other people. It's like a therapy. Almost,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
What is the hardest part of your job?
So I think, I know it sounds weird, but I think the hardest part is really, when you think about cosmetology, right? You go, you get your hair done, right? You get your highlights. You see that result immediately. You get your nails done. You see that result immediately. When you go for a facial, you get an immediate result, but you're not getting the goal result until you've gone a few times, or until you have that skincare regimen at home for about 4 to 6 weeks. So a lot of times people just give up, and they'll stop coming to me because they're like, you know what, I didn't really see that big of a difference. But again, it's that consistency. It's having that home care routine, as well as constantly going to your esthetician. I mean, for someone with a condition, once a month is recommended. Even if you go every 3 months to 6 or every 6 months, you'll
still see results.
You're gonna see more of a result. It's not gonna be a full head of highlights from the salon, right? But you're gonna see that result. And it's just that people giving up on it. That's the hardest part.
I think maybe some people, it's hard for them to afford services, so they stick to the cheaper things,
Yeah.
and then they ruin their skin later on,
Yeah.
and then they have to pay for it later on when they're older, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, you're back to the, salon reference. You go to the salon, you're spending $300 on highlights, but you're going every, 6 weeks?
Guilty.
And, so over time, you're right, you do end up spending more money on your skin if you're not getting ahead of it, right? Because now Botox and fillers and all of these things are definitely picking up in popularity, but they are more expensive than if you just went to your monthly or quarterly facial. So you do end up paying for it over time, whether it be with new sunspots, or having to apply excess makeup, or what have you. So either pay your esthetician now, or
now or later, right?
or pay the doctor later. I don't know, but
What makes you stand out from other estheticians? Because there's a lot of different estheticians. What do you think makes you stand
I
out?
think my own personal battle, because when I was going to school and getting my esthetician's license, you know, a lot of the girls were just out of high school and they're just, you know, this is a trade school and I just want to get this done real quick and then get right into the career. For me, it was more than that. Like you said, it was like a mission to me.
It still is.
Yeah, it is. That's what it is. It's my wanting to help, my wanting to use this knowledge and research that I've done to help people, to get them to feel very comfortable in their own skin.
You know, when I went to you for my facial, which we're going to talk about soon, because I had the most amazing hydrofacial from Sarah. Sarah said something to me that I never thought about, and you said to me that your face is the least touched part of your whole body.
Yeah.
And I never thought about that,
Yeah.
ever.
Because you'll go for a massage and like you've had, you know, your alignment done on your body and stuff. But other than yourself, no one's really touching your face on a regular basis, which is why especially me, when I went for my first facial, I'm like, oh, this feels so nice. Like someone else is doing like a facial massage on me. And it's like one of the most untouched parts of your body. Nobody's really, you know, you even go for reflexology. You get pedicures done. So people
Right.
touch your
No one
feet.
touches your
Nobody
face.
touches your face.
Like only if you're crying, maybe.
Right, but it's still you.
It's still you
And then
touching
somebody
your face.
handing you a Kleenex. They're not actually going in and
I'm
like
touching
wiping
my
it.
face a lot now since you said that. But also, you know, Sarah has a very light touch. I remember I went for a facial way back, and I remember that it hurt. And they popped things and it hurt, and I was afraid to go again. So when I had this great experience with you, her hands literally glided over my face.
Thank you.
And you said that they called you something?
Yeah,
in school?
I had a nickname at school. They called me Feather Fingers.
And it really was like a
because
feather.
everyone has different like pressure when they're, you know, touching your face, and I always had more sensitive skin because of the rosacea, so I felt just about everything. So I always tend to have a light touch because of it. And I like the more fluttery feeling on the face versus that, you know, deep pressure into the muscles and whatnot. You know, getting the circulation going in the face is definitely a goal. But I think going with a more progressive approach rather than aggressive is just more enjoyable.
The whole thing was enjoyable.
Thank you.
In fact, I would love to go to a clip so I could show you basically my experience when I went to Sarah, because it was an amazing experience. And so there's my, look, I'm smiling the whole time. I didn't stop smiling. So there's my before, okay? And it was called a hydrofacial. And by the way, I talked from the beginning until the end. I did not stop talking. So even though there was music blocking me out, my lips were constantly moving, constantly, the whole time. And by the way, just so you know, that was me without makeup after the facial. And I looked better after the facial than I did when I came in with makeup.
Yes.
That's no
no
makeup.
makeup.
That's after the facial. And I put on makeup that night, and I didn't look as good as I looked after the facial that I had
Yes.
from you. Like,
The best foundation is glowing skin.
Sarah has beautiful skin. Look at her.
Thank you.
She's the epitome of beautiful skin.
Thank you.
So, Sarah, tell us about your family. Do you do facials for your family, for your kids?
My daughter's hooked. One of the things I had to, in order to get credit for a certain amount of facials to get the license in school, I was able to record a couple of sessions, and then I would get credit for those, and it would be like a notch as far as how many I did. So I went ahead and I recorded doing one for my daughter, who is 5, and she loved it so much, and she asks me, "Mommy, when am I having my monthly facial?" And she'll literally tell me, "Mom, I think it's been about a month now." I'm like, "Get a job, lady." No, I'm just kidding.
Do you think she'll
But
go
she
into
adores
that?
it.
You
She
think
loves it.
she'll start
She
doing
tells
it?
me all the time, she's like, "I'm going to take over the family business."
Ah.
I'm like, I mean, if that's what you want to do, I'm here
Let
for
her,
it.
and they'll reap the benefits.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, honestly,
Make it a family business.
I would love to. I would love to see this grow, and I think it's just so amazing that my passion has, you know, inspired her to want to do it as well. It's
But that's
really
good.
sweet.
You're empowering her.
Yeah.
You know, she's seeing that
And
her
then-
mom had different jobs and you know, that you keep going and that you're doing something that you're passionate about. That's a huge difference for a little girl growing up.
Yeah.
That makes all the difference.
Yeah, I am
Yeah.
happy to see that for her.
Yeah, so she's going to be really confident from that.
But then I did facials for my older son, who he's on the spectrum, so he's got his own sensory dilemmas. So for him, it wasn't a relaxing experience. He sat through it to help mommy.
Oh, he did sit through it, though.
He did sit through it,
That's
and
hard.
but he asked a lot of questions.
Yeah.
So my daughter's over there just enjoying every second of
He's
it.
like, when is this over?
No, he doesn't ask when it's over. He's like, what does this do? And how long are you going to do this for? And I think you just put something on my face. What are you putting on my face now?
He has to know everything that's
He's
happening.
the inquisitive one. He
Yeah.
wants to know, like, step by step. And in fact, I know my son very well. So I actually showed him the protocol and what it's going to look like. I'm going to do the double cleanse, the exfoliation, and all that. And I explained all of it to him. And that's the only way that he even agreed to get on that table, honestly.
And that's a big part of dealing with a child with autism. I know that
Yeah.
from being a teacher, like having everything explained before it's being done, like
It has
step
to be
by
mapped
step.
out. Like, and I
Yes.
call it setting the stage. You're literally
Yes.
setting the stage so that they feel comfortable to walk on it,
Yeah.
right? And then, so my daughter loved it. He didn't love it so much, but he was willing to sit through it. Now, my daughter's twin brother, my younger son, my younger son, he has ADHD. So again, the sensory dilemma where he's laying there and he's just like looking up at me, and I'm touching on his face, and he's kind of like moving around, and like he thinks he's supposed to help me, so he starts
Oh, you
touching
feel what
his
to
face
do.
too, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be the quickest facial known to man, because this kid is just not gonna stay here
But
for
those
it.
were your toughest customers, right?
They were my toughest customers. Everyone
got
else is
experience.
yeah.
So I wanted to ask you about your advice for everyone about skincare. What would you advise people just starting out that really haven't had a facial, or they don't know how many times they could get a facial?
Yeah,
What would you advise them?
like I said, if there's a condition involved, like you want to go once a month. If you don't have any, hormonal acne or rosacea, maybe more every 3 months. But most importantly, it's that home care routine, right? So even if you just do once a day, do your cleanse, do your moisturizer, and do SPF. That's minimum. Doing twice a day is going to be better, doing it in the morning and doing it at night. If you're going to choose and you can only commit to one of those, definitely nighttime. Because during the day, you're exposed to all these free radicals. You're exposed to so much dirt and grime and everything. So at the end of the day, at night, washing all of that off is essential.
So don't fall asleep with your makeup on.
No, gosh, no.
I'm guilty of
Please
that
don't.
sometimes. Yeah.
Honestly, if you can't commit to the cleansing and the moisturizing, at very, very least, do the cleansing wipe, just to get that
And I
makeup
have
off
those.
and let your skin breathe.
Yeah.
Because you are clogging those pores by keeping that makeup on.
And speaking of clogging, I got to see a container of all the dirt
Oh,
in the
yeah,
water.
that was.
I got to see the clean water and then all the dirt that came off my face, which was amazing. So that's the waste liquid, right? Right
Yeah,
there.
the cloudy one.
The cloudy one.
Yes.
That's all the dirt and grime that came off my face.
Which is interesting because that's actually after a double cleanse and exfoliation. That's what was left in there even after
So
that.
all that dirt was hiding.
Yeah,
in the skin.
yep. It goes pretty deep in the skin.
So I hope and I think at this point that you'll probably want to get a facial from Sarah or get some skincare services from her. And she's actually running a special promotion. Do you want me to tell them about the promotion, or do you want to talk about
Sure. I mean,
Okay.
it's your promotion.
So I can do it for you. It's fine. She's done so much already. It's the least I could do. So for this month, the month of August, and also for the month of September, Sarah's offering 20% off any services that she does. If you say when you come in, you have a choice. You can say Gypsy Soul sent you, or just Gypsy Soul, or even to make it easy, Gypsy. You can even say I'm a Gypsy, anything with Gypsy. And she will give you that discount. And you won't be sorry that you went because she's wonderful. Her hands glide across your face. You're going to want to go back once you go. Trust me. I was
you, Denise.
so scared to get a facial because of the bad experience I had, and I can't wait to go back and get another one. And so it's been really wonderful having you here,
It was
Sarah.
awesome having you as a client there too.
Oh.
And it was funny because I felt like I had to explain all the things to you too, just to get you to be comfortable because you had that poor experience. So it was like, I don't want to do anything because we did the hydrofacial. There's a lot of modalities on this machine.
Oh, can we? Can we show a little bit
So
of the machine?
it can be a little intimidating. There's like 6 different things on here. Nobody knows what they do, right? And even I didn't know what they do until I got the certification and education behind it as well, because this guy comes with instructions from Hong Kong, so nobody can translate that, right? You have to actually use
this whole
it.
machine?
I use this.
Where
I
is
learned
the one
this.
so there's a machine that.
Yeah.
There's one of these tools that actually pumps water back
Oh, yes.
into your skin. I
So
thought that was the
similar
coolest
to
thing.
like a microdermabrasion, if you're familiar with that. It's a vacuum. It sucks out, like slews off the dead skin cells. Well, this does the same thing, but it's a silicone tip, and water runs through it. So while it's sucking out impurities, it's also infusing water in the skin. And hydrated skin is going to appear obviously hydrated. It's going to give you a glow, but it's also going to make those fine lines and wrinkles plump and look less of a wrinkle and a line. So
You'll age slower.
You'll age slower. That's the whole goal here, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to turn this sucker on real quick. I'm going to do it on my arm just as a quick
This is
demonstration.
so cool. You have to
but
watch this.
so I'm going to wait for it to come out just a little
Listen
bit.
to the
Let me
noise
get
too.
this
'Cause
hose.
It makes a cool noise, right? It's like a puppy.
It's going to try and make a liar out of us today.
Now it won't work.
No,
right?
no,
Murphy's
it'll
Law.
work. I just maybe it just doesn't like my arm. It likes your face. No,
It
likes your
my
face.
Should I put my face like on the camera? You can like try to do it now.
It might just
But
be
that's
the
okay. You'll
angle
have to believe us.
too.
You'll have to believe. You want to show a different one if it doesn't work? Should I squeeze my face over there?
Right?
It's all right. We don't have to show that one. Maybe
Yeah,
that one's having
well,
a bad day.
Right? No,
It's
it
camera
vacuums.
shy.
So it's vacuuming out impurities and it's infusing water into the skin. So
Yes.
it's pushing out water while sucking in the dead skin cells and the oil and debris within the skin.
It's an important machine.
Yes,
It just
it
doesn't want to
is.
behave today.
It's-
And she brought her cart all the way here
I did.
from Wellington.
I did. Oh, wait. Now I see. No.
So while she's trying to do that, I actually met Sarah at a mixer for AroundWellington.com. I write for them. I do their cultural corner. Krista Martinelli is the editor, and she's the founder. It's an online publication. And I met Sarah at a mixer. And the first thing that I noticed was her bubbly personality and that she had most beautiful skin. And that's when we became friends. And we're trying to get the machine to work for you.
It's not being very nice.
But that's okay. You'll just have to believe us. So, yeah.
There's other modalities on here. So there's the extraction tool. There's the hydrodermabrasion. This one's pretty neat too. This is the microcurrent. So there's an electrical current running through these 2 metal balls, and the current actually resembles your brain waves. So when you put this on the face in certain areas, you're actually training the muscle to go upward. So it's this non-surgical facelift is what essentially is happening. And you do this enough times, it's actually going to create that muscle memory where now your muscle's just going to stay there because you've trained it. So
Training my face.
Training the face,
Definitely
right?
train my face.
So that's the microcurrent. And this is just paired with a serum, and it has like a fan going
like a
in here.
microphone.
It does. It's got a fan going in here, and it allows this to stay nice and cool. So it's just very refreshing. I don't know if you've ever had like the ice globes on your face. This resembles that. It's just a constant cool. Because ice globes, after a while, you know, with the temperature of your face up against it, it tends to get warmer and warmer as the time goes on. But with this, you know, it has the constant fan going here, so the temperature stays the same the entire time. So you keep that refreshing experience the whole
We
time.
had that, right?
We
With
did.
mine. I
Yeah, we
remember
did all
having
these
that.
things. We
Yeah.
did all the things for you.
It went so fast. It was such a great
Yeah.
experience, and it went so quickly.
Yeah, and then the extraction tool. So this was the thing. You When you had the extraction done a while back, it was super uncomfortable because they use these tools and they're squeezing and they're pushing and all this
squeezing and
stuff.
popping.
Well, now the newer way of doing extractions is this is a skin scrubber. It has an ultrasonic sound wave going through it.
It's like a paintbrush.
And because of it, because of the ultrasound vibrations, it's actually lifting up the oil and debris from the skin.
Will that one work?
Will this one work? Yeah, oh yeah. I
That would
don't, there's like
machines
there's
are
something
playing
on
tricks
here.
on her
No,
today.
I think it's because when I moved it from the car, like these spun out of place. So I'm gonna fix this machine.
She's amazing. I
But-
can't even get on the computer without like thinking about it.
So
can't imagine.
yeah, this I just use a little bit of water, or I'll use an exfoliant, and then you just go like this. And if there was water, you can actually see it like kind of spray up because that vibration is pulling everything up from the skin. So if there's dirt and debris underneath, it's pulling it up, that vibration. And then I'm wiping it off on a little towel. I showed you there was like the several little like orange and yellow dots.
Yes.
And that is because oil buildup from under your skin appears orange or yellow.
And you rescued me from possible
More
pimples
squeezing and yeah.
blackness. So you were the rescuer. Skin rescuer.
Yes, that you don't want to leave
And I keep
having.
touching my face. It's so funny.
It's
while we're
smooth,
talking.
right? Because again, this is an exfoliator. We're exfoliating the skin, and then with this, you're exfoliating the skin. So we got rid of a lot of dead skin cells because we're shedding skin cells every single day.
Who does your facials? Like, do you do it yourself?
I do it myself.
You do?
I do. Just because I mean, why not? I have the stuff,
Yeah.
you know. So.
So, do you talk to yourself while you're doing it? Like, okay.
No, I'm not my
kidding.
own therapist. But it's funny because when somebody walks in, I told you this, when somebody walks in, I know pretty much within 5 minutes if I'm going to be their therapist for the day or if they're going to take a nap.
Oh, she was my
Right?
therapist.
Right. So I know if I have somebody who wants to tell me everything about everything and I'm here for that. And then I also know whenever like they just want to take a nap and enjoy the relaxing experience. And I'm here for that too.
I napped for
love
like
it.
2 minutes.
You did.
And then
You
I started
did.
talking again.
Yes. You're like, wait.
Yeah,
What,
wait, I have
what
more
just
to
happened?
say.
Oh wait, here I am.
I was
I'm
just
back.
so impressed. I was so impressed with everything that you did, and I didn't want it to end. I was so sad when it was over.
I was having trouble. I didn't know what I should show you because I know that you said that the experience you had was so brutal, and you know I do microneedling, I do chemical peels, and
But she doesn't hurt. Don't let the word needle.
no, and
think that she hurts.
even the chemical peels that I use, they're not super aggressive.
Oh wow, it's going
So because
How's
I
half an hour going so fast? 2 minutes. I'm sorry, Sarah.
No, that's okay.
I just tell.
Because I have rosacea, I have to be careful of what kinds of chemical peels that I use. So I don't use them with a high concentration level because the goal isn't to have you looking like a beefsteak tomato when you leave, right? You want to look supple and smooth, right?
Always wanna look supple.
And some chemical peels, you go and the next day you're peeling like a shedding snake skin or something. I just don't think that's necessary. I would rather have you come to me and do 2 light chemical peels and not go through that phase. Because you can actually do chemical peels 7 days apart. And so what's the point in having to peel if you can get the same result with 2 and not have to peel? So I like to say that I have a more progressive approach to skin than aggressive. I just don't think the aggression is totally necessary.
I think
But
progressive is always better.
if I said microneedling or chemical peel to you, I felt like you were just going to run for the hills.
Yeah,
I'd be
'cause,
like,
you know,
no,
I
I'm
have
not here for that.
anxiety.
I'm not here for that. But this, you
Sarah
seemed
is
okay with this.
wonderful. You'll definitely have to come. You work out of Royal Palm. Is it in Royal Palm
Yes,
Beach?
yes.
Her studio.
Yeah.
And so happy that you came on my show. My first guest, my first
Happy to be here.
experience, and we did it together. I will have a page for you to follow next time, and my next show for Gypsy Soul will be on the 17th of August. I hope you'll tune in. This was wonderful. It's my first time doing it, so if I made mistakes, there'll be less mistakes next time. Bye, everyone. Have a great Thursday. Thanks again,
Bye.
Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Gypsy Soul. Make sure to stop by next time for another enlightening show. A show that was produced by Amp Media Productions and hosted by Denise Marsh.